The race will be underway. The pack snarl their way down to Redgate for the first time. And Dave Hiscock, a late joiner to the race, but out in front it's Roger Marshall on the Suzuki from Wayne Gardner on the Honda, and Ron Haslam. Chris Guy as well up there, somebody onto the curb almost, but they're safely around Redgate for the first time in this 20-lap race. And it's Gardner that snatched the lead, number 8. Wayne Gardner down to the old hairpin for the first time. It's the Wollongong kid, Wayne Gardner, leading from Roger Marshall on the Suzuki. Under Starkey's Bridge at around about 110 miles an hour. Ron Haslam is third, Joey Dunlop is in fourth place, and it looks like Bob Smith, number 1, is in fifth place. But the leader, without any doubt, in these early stages, number 8, Wayne Gardner, then Roger Marshall. Then it's 2 and 3. That is Ron Haslam, and number 3 is Joey Dunlop, the man from Armoy in Northern Ireland. Around Coppice, onto the fastest part of the circuit now, and Wayne Gardner already opened up a little bit of a gap, but he's got some star riders and star performances behind him. He's buried, and Joey Dunlop almost lost it. Joey Dunlop, well, a magnificent recovery. And boy, number 11, Roger Marshall, takes the title line to take the lead from number 8, Wayne Gardner. We'll watch Wayne Gardner tighten it up here and retake the lead as they disappear around the swervery of Donington. It's Gardner back in front from Marshall, then it's Joey Dunlop. Well, then it's Ron Haslam, I should say. Joey Dunlop was the rider there who caused that little bit of action just coming out of the chicane. Ron Haslam still in third place, just behind Roger Marshall. Roger Marshall, a former... But back with the leaders now as they come up to Coppice for the second time. Gardner, Marshall, and Haslam. Around safely and stretching down this fastest part of the circuit. It looks like Bob Smith, who has moved up into fourth place, but this is the first 3, and it's Haslam making a move here. He leaves his braking very late, nips inside Roger Marshall, and takes second place, but runs very wide indeed, but corrects it. Wayne Gardner leads at the end of lap 2. Then it's Roger Marshall, and Roger Marshall has retaken Ron Haslam. Ron Haslam ran rather wide to snatch second place, but Roger Marshall has got it back. They're round Redgate and the continuation of Redgate Corner, going round there at around about 110 miles an hour, swooping down now through Hollywood and Craner curves. Wayne Gardner, New South Wales, out in front, but now we have the 2 British riders, Roger Marshall on the Works Suzuki and Ron Haslam on the Works Honda, going through on the inside there. Well, an unusual place, but he got through safely, Ron Haslam. Despite his bout of flu, he seems to be really on song.
You know, watch that incredible style of Ron Haslam. Actually, he goes through a corner looking through the screen, which is unusual. No other riders do that.
Crouches over that machine, whether it's upright or over at those incredible angles. Wayne Gardner increasing his lead slightly. Lap 4 has started. Gardner leads, Haslam is second, Roger Marshall is in third place still. Ron Haslam, the local rider from Langley Mill, 25 years of age, and rumoured that he may well possibly have a Grand Prix season next year on the 500cc Grand Prix Hondas.
That's right, Peter. That's just what he's confirmed to me. He's got the season on the Grand Prix on the NR 500 Honda. It'll be a great opportunity for him to learn the circuits.
So Wayne Gardner, the leader, down to McLean's, climbing all over the machine, the knee on the ground, and straightens up the little wheelie perhaps as he leaves McLean's to come up to Coppice, and we're on lap number 4. He's increasing his lead, and you can see the angle. They really have to put these machines over at, and almost a little bit too much perhaps. 1 minute and 15 seconds Wayne Gardner's lapping in, and the lap record is 1:14.3, so he's within 0.7 of a second of the lap record. And number 36, Phil Henderson, is down. Phil Henderson, number 36 on the Suzuki. He seems okay. And this is the leader once again. Number 2, Ron Haslam, leading from number 13. That is Chris Guy. In third place is number 1, Bob Smith. Number 17, Kevin Rettam, was also off. And there's the battle now. Number 3, Joey Dunlop, is in 4th place. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. That's the real battle now, but the leader still out in front. Bob Smith, the British champion of 1981, and number 3, Joey Dunlop, who won the TT Formula 1 World Championship just a couple of weeks ago at the Ulster Grand Prix. And there's number 10, Mick Grant, with the other Suzuki. Mick Grant, who's had some tremendous races this year so far, but unfortunately bad luck has robbed him of well-deserved victories. But Mick Grant, a campaigner from Wakefield in Yorkshire, and he's a man who's always there, a very determined rider indeed. And they're battling for 3rd, 4th and 5th places, and Rob McElnay, number 19, completes the first 6 leaderboard. 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. And Joey Dunlop almost lost it again there, but this man is Rocket Ron Haslam at the chicane, and he is leading, and Chris Guy is closing on that small 500 Suzuki. Ron Haslam leads, and that is lap 6 completed. Chris Guy certainly putting up a tremendous performance this weekend.
Well, fantastic, Peter. Yeah, it's really terrific to see Chris Guy really getting there with lucky number 13 for him. But actually, Ron seeing
15, maybe 18 laps, but it's 20 laps for this John Player Grand Prize. McLean's and Chris Guy, I think, closing slightly. The lead is 0.7 of a second only, but I think it's even tighter than that now, because Ron Haslam really has the pressure from Chris Guy, number 13. Coppice Corner, 70 miles an hour. And, well, trying perhaps a little bit too hard, Chris Guy. He certainly gives it 100% every race he goes in, but Ron Haslam has the big 1000cc Honda, well, 998cc, and Chris Guy is still holding on to it. 1st and 2nd. This is lap 7 completed. They're starting lap number 8. Ron Haslam. And number 13, Chris Guy. And that's the difference between 2nd and 3rd. These are the pursuing bunch of riders. Bob Smith, Joey Dunlop. Number 3, Mick Grant is also in there. 1 and 3, Graham Wood and Joey Dunlop. The leaders already disappeared and on their way down to the old hairpin. Number 2, Ron Haslam. Number 13, Chris Guy.
Chris Guy, remember, Peter, on the 500 Suzuki, you know, doing terrifically well against his 1000cc Honda. Now, he's a private rider, Chris. Actually, the only sponsor he had is his bank manager, so obviously desperate to win a bit of prize money here, and certainly deserving of a good sponsor.
It's an expensive sport, and the time difference was 0.3 of a second only at the end of the previous lap, 0.3 of a second. And he's still holding on to Rocket Ron Haslam. Lap 9 starts now. And again, it's the full length of Wheatcroft Straight between the 2nd and the 3rd place man. Ron Haslam leads. Chris Guy still 2nd. Trainer curves in Hollywood swerving through there between 120 and 130 miles an hour. And I wonder, is Chris Guy going to make a move? Chris Guy is. Chris Guy has taken the lead on the 500 Suzuki from Rocket Ron Haslam. Under Starkey's Bridge, down to McLean's, and already before half distance, these riders are starting to lap some of the slower men. Quite remarkable. Chris Guy leading from Rocket Ron Haslam. Number 67, we're told Phil Riley has come off at the chicane. But these are the leaders now. Chris Guy had already a rider about to be lapped. Maybe not before the chicane. The yellow flag showed, you see, to indicate a rider is off, but they are through, and quite easily. Chris Guy and number 2, Ron Haslam. Lap 9 completed. Lap 10 starts. Haslam making a move, but Chris Guy extending his lead. Trainer curves in Hollywood. Once again, see number 13 and 2. Under Starkey's Bridge. 3rd place now is number 18, Graham Wood, has come up into third place. The leader is lapping at 1 minute 16.4. Number 1, Bob Smith, the former British champion who was holding on to third place, is out of the race. So Graham Wood from Scunthorpe comes up into third place. But this is a battle for the lead. Number 13, Chris Guy, and again another slower rider in front of them, about to be doubled up as they come down Starkey Straight at around about 150 miles an hour. And just watch as he really does climb all over this machinery, but he still sets the head right down and looks through the fairing as he comes up now to swallow up another of the slower riders. It's number 48, Andy Bond, who is about to be passed, and Andy is riding a 750 Yamaha. And the back end of Ron Haslam's machine there just wiggling around. The oil flag out, you can see, indicating a problem at the chicane. Oil on the course from a previous spill, and that's why that red and yellow flag is being displayed. The leaders are now on lap number 12, and that's Ron Haslam in second place. 8.2 seconds at the end of the previous lap, 7.5 up to 8.2. The leader, Chris Guy, still number 13, and the time difference now is 7.5 seconds again. 7.5 seconds. This is the leader, Chris Guy, on the 500cc Suzuki. A young man who could well have a bright future. Keith Ewan, number 16, another former British champion, is out of the race. He's in the pits. As I was saying, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of sponsorship, I can certainly see Chris Guy doing very, very well in international racing, just like he's proving here this weekend.
Chris Guy's bank manager's watching, and I'm sure he's sitting there with his fingers crossed, hoping he can finish this race in the lead.
True indeed, because there's a lot of money indeed depending on this race, and tyres on a 20-lap race, they can sort of just go off a little towards the end.
Well, you have to decide on the tyre to use. Well, Ron's going to really have to go to catch up Chris Guy here, who's actually used his pace now by about a second. So he obviously got a bit in hand if Ron gets too close for comfort. So watch him modify the line so he doesn't run over that strip of oil.
That's lap 17 completed. First has disappeared, and now here is the second place man. Ron Haslam. Look at the gap between second and third, but the time difference is decreasing between first and second. It's now down to 6.7 seconds. Third, fourth, and fifth. Number 21, the man we're looking at there, the yellow outfit, in third place. Dave Dean, in actual fact, has had a remarkable rise. He had a remarkable escape.
Very, very lucky, Peter. Very lucky to stay on there. They didn't high-side him off.
But that's the leader. Redgate, the leader, Chris Guy, on his 20th and final lap. So just about 1.8 miles to go to the checkered flag, and a nice big paycheck for him. It's 6.3 seconds now, 6.3 seconds. But there's only a half a lap to go now for Chris Guy, number 13, this young rider. Down to McLean's. Lap 20 for Chris Guy. Straight up now to Coppice for the 20th and final lap. Cranks it into there. Around about 70 miles an hour. He's got this fast part of the circuit. He's round there as if he was on tram lines. Absolutely steady. He's got a lead of over 6 seconds. He's just got the chicane to negotiate now. And number 13, Chris Guy, is going to crown a marvelous weekend for him. Eases it through that change. Come on, Chris. The big G. Chris Guy across the line. And he takes the checkered flag. And I've just been told indeed that Chris Guy here does have some sponsorship from Sid Griffiths, and he's helping him out. Certainly you can see the name Sid Griffiths on the side of the machine. Sid has helped a lot of riders, and he is indeed given a lot of support now, I understand, to Chris Guy. And Sid, if you're listening in, you certainly have a very good young rider there. 7.4 seconds was the lead. Chris Guy wins. In second place, number 2, Ron Haslam. Third was number 21, Dave Dean. Number 14, Stuart Vance. followed by number 18, Graham Wood, and the 6th place man was the Wakefield character, number 10, Mick Grant. So a great win for Chris Guy. Well done, young man. Ron Haslam congratulated. Bye from Donington, and back to Dickie in the studio.